Picture this. Strive Masiyiwa, Zimbabwe's richest man, speaks at a global leadership forum. He's calm, precise, and influential, yet his power reaches far beyond that stage. In Zimbabwe, a nation scarred by decades of political turbulence, it is not only politicians who shape the future. Behind the curtains, a handful of ultra-wealthy families quietly dictate the rhythm of daily life. Chief among them is the Masiyiwa dynasty, a billionaire family whose economic clout and global connections make them seem like the true power brokers of Zimbabwe. Their story isn't one of inherited palaces or royal crowns. It is the tale of a visionary engineer who defied the odds, built an empire, and transformed his family into Zimbabwe's quiet rulers. This is the saga of Strive Masiyiwa and how his dynasty became the family that secretly runs Zimbabwe. Welcome to Luxury Buzz, your window into untold billionaire stories, dynasties, and hidden empires. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you never miss a glimpse into the secret world of the ultra-rich. Rise of Strive Masiyiwa, a telecom titan's journey. In the 1990s, Zimbabwe's airwaves were under lock and key. The state-owned telecom monopoly held absolute control, and no private company was allowed to compete. But Strive Masiyiwa, a young engineer with big dreams, decided to take on the giant. He applied for a license to launch his own mobile phone network, Econet Wireless. The government refused. What followed was a grueling 5-year legal battle that nearly bankrupted him. With everything on the line, Strive argued on constitutional grounds. Communication is a basic right tied to freedom of expression. In 1998, Zimbabwe's Supreme Court ruled in his favor. Econet Wireless connected its first subscriber that same year and listed on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange. It was a seismic shift. The monopoly was broken, and Strive Masiyiwa emerged as a national symbol of resilience. But victory came at a cost. By 2000, Strive faced political persecution for defying Robert Mugabe's regime. He fled Zimbabwe and settled in South Africa, then London. From exile, he expanded Econet into a continental empire, launching networks in Nigeria, Botswana, Lesotho, and beyond. Within a decade, the underdog who once struggled for a license had become a titan, one of Africa's most powerful businessmen. The Econet empire, wealth, holdings, and reach. Fast forward to today, and Strive Masiyiwa is Zimbabwe's richest man, with an estimated fortune of about $1.2 billion. At his peak, Forbes valued him at nearly $2.7 billion, reflecting the sheer scale of his companies. At the center of this wealth is Econet Global, a privately held conglomerate operating across more than 17 countries. Its influence is staggering. Telecommunications, Econet Wireless Zimbabwe dominates the mobile market, with Masiyiwa controlling more than half the company. In a country of 16 million people, most calls, texts, and data connections pass through Econet towers. Internet infrastructure. Through Liquid Intelligent Technologies, Masiyiwa controls Africa's largest fiber optic network, over 110,000 kilometers of cable linking major cities across 14 countries. Financial services. EcoCash, Econet's mobile money platform, transformed Zimbabwe's economy during cash shortages. At one point, more than 90% of all transactions in Zimbabwe flowed through EcoCash, making it as essential as a central bank. Technology and energy. Through Cassava Technologies, Econet has invested in fintech, cloud computing, AI projects, and renewable energy, including solar power initiatives across Africa. Global Ventures. Masiyiwa has partnered on projects as far away as New Zealand, launching 2 Degrees Mobile, and invests in emerging tech ventures in the US, UK, and Asia. By 2014, economists estimated that nearly 43% of Zimbabwe's GDP was moving through Econet's networks and platforms. That figure illustrates a profound truth. When one family controls the phones you use, the internet you connect to, and the money you spend, they are not just business leaders. They are power itself. Low-profile influence, power without office. Unlike politicians who dominate headlines, the Masiyiwa family prefers quiet influence. Strive has lived abroad for decades, avoiding direct clashes with the state. Yet, his companies remain essential to Zimbabwe's survival. A striking example came in 2019, when Zimbabwe's hospitals were paralyzed by a doctor's strike. The government was powerless. Strive Masiyiwa stepped in from London, personally funding doctors' salaries through a special fund and providing transport allowances. Overnight, hospitals reopened. It wasn't a minister or a president who solved the crisis. It was a billionaire. Moments like this show why many say the Masiyiwas wield more practical authority than the politicians. They may not sit in parliament, but their businesses underpin the economy. EcoCash is more reliable than Zimbabwe's central bank. Liquid's internet is more vital than state infrastructure. In essence, Strive Masiyiwa doesn't need to hold office. He already holds the levers of everyday life. Globally, his influence is even greater. He serves on boards of giants like Netflix and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, giving him direct ties to the world's most powerful leaders. During COVID-19, the African Union appointed him as Special Envoy, where he helped secure vaccines for the entire continent. From Harare to Geneva, his reach is undeniable. A life of luxury, homes, jets, and global living. For all their modest public image, the Masiyiwas live the life of billionaires. Their properties span continents, a $6 million countryside estate outside London, 2 penthouses atop the iconic El Dorado Tower in New York City overlooking Central Park, bought for $24.5 million, a private jet, a Bombardier Challenger 850 worth over $30 million, fitted with luxury lounges, a kitchen, and private suites. Their lifestyle is global. The family splits time between London, New York, Johannesburg, and Harare while their children attend elite schools like Yale and Cambridge. One daughter even co-founded Batoka Hospitality, operating luxury safari lodges along the Zambezi, making her and Tsitsi Masiyiwa the first Black African women to own a safari lodge chain. Though not flashy, their wealth is visible in the spaces they occupy. The penthouses above Manhattan, the 5-star lodges in Victoria Falls, the exclusive jet lounges of Europe. Quiet luxury lived at the highest level. The next generation, building a dynasty. With 6 children, the Masiyiwa legacy is firmly multi-generational. Strive's eldest daughter, Elizabeth Tanya Masiyiwa, has already taken a board seat at Econet Wireless Zimbabwe, succeeding her father. Educated at Cambridge and London universities, she also oversees Delta Philanthropies, the family's UK-based charity arm. Meanwhile, Vimbai Masiyiwa is making waves in tourism, running Batoka Africa's luxury safari lodges. Other children are enrolled in Ivy League universities, groomed to continue the empire. The Masiyiwas are not just a wealthy family, they are a dynasty in the making. Strive and Tsitsi have carefully instilled both business acumen and social responsibility in their heirs. Just as Elizabeth now leads on boards and Vimbai pioneers in tourism, the next generation is poised to extend the Masiyiwa influence across new industries. Zimbabwe's hidden dynasty. In Zimbabwe, politicians may change, but the Masiyiwa family remains. Every Econet call, every EcoCash transaction, every scholarship funded by Higher Life is a reminder of their omnipresence. They are not presidents, but their reach often outpaces the government's. From Central Park penthouses to African fiber optic cables, from billionaire boardrooms to rural classrooms, the Masiyiwas shape Zimbabwe's future quietly but decisively. Their story is one of resilience, vision, and subtle dominance. They are, in every sense, Zimbabwe's hidden dynasty, the billionaire family who secretly runs the nation. If you enjoyed this cinematic dive into the untold power of the Masiyiwa family, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Luxury Buzz. More stories of secret dynasties and unseen empires are on the way.